Right, I'm in the cockpit of a Missile, Class 1 racing boat. I'm navigating this craft this season. I'm just preparing my part of the boat for today's race. We've had the course given to us, and I've been studying that this week and have planned the courses that we're going to be taking. These are on display for me, and I also present them in front so that the driver can take his eyes off straight ahead, looking at the sea, to have a quick look at where I'm pointing him to go. We've both got a compass each, so that my compass is the master and I read and indicate to the driver where to steer the boat. He will also see from the sheet that I produce for him, if he looks down, that he then is given a heading if it's bad fog or visibility, which we do race in, to read on the compass. This is the driver's position, Colin McCaskill, owner and driver of the boat. He's got the difficult job of steering these boats, because at the sort of speeds one reaches in Class 1, every fractional off course means you travel greater distances, and you've also got to be capable of quick reactions in case there's a problem. Right, in front of me I've got the fuel tank situation, and I'm able to switch from port or starboard. I've also got control of the bilge pumps in case we've got problems with either a lot of water or overflow or anything like that, and I can put them on auto or manual. In front of me down here we've got a sea voice radio which I can dial or call up either the safety boats, the race control, or go ship to shore for night and radio, or one of the stations that keeps a watch at sea. There's the intercom control for the crash hats, and we've got voice communication between the crew whilst we're racing, because obviously at speed and with the noise of these engines, just normal speaking is very difficult. In this position is the engineer, Mark, and he has to watch all the controls of these engines, because we've got two high power engines with turbos in the boat, and therefore we've obviously got this vast range of instruments. These are for the port side, these are for the starboard side, and if anything happens to those, then he is the man that has to make a quick decision on whether we go on or we stop to check what happens. So Colin, we've got two Chevy blocks.
Yeah, they're basic 350 cubic inch Chevrolet blocks, 4-bolt main.
And then the top has been built by Tropemere.
The top has been built by Tropemere to a specification, especially for us, by Gale Banks of California, who supplies the marinization and turbo section of the engine. The engines are entirely built from bare block up to finished race engines and tested in our works. The engines use a gallon per mile per engine, and they develop somewhere in the region of 650 to 750 horsepower, depending on the RPM we're running. Maximum speed of this boat has not yet been officially checked, but we would estimate in the region of about 70 to 72 knots.
During the afternoon, a sea breeze will set in, probably making the wind variable, again maximum of 4, but looking at it at the moment I think that's probably unlikely. Fair with moderate visibility. On that basis we will be running the full course, which is as published with the racing instructions as amendment number 2. It is on the blue paper. Please be quite clear that it is amendment number 2 which shows the course. The start time will be as published, and the last time that you will be allowed to start will be 15 minutes after the main start. The start boat is a fairy spearfish called Sea Baron, 30-foot white hull. She will be in the mustering area in plenty of time. She will be displaying during the time before she starts the official starting procedure a blue flag, white lettering saying start boat. The committee boat is Tramontana 3, 70-foot white Don Shed design boat. The last finishing time for classes 1 and 2 will be 1700 hours, and for class 3, 1630 hours.
Now, among the boats which are performing for the first time, or at least we hope she will perform, is Super Cat, which is Bill Bonner's new Class 1 catamaran, built by the sponsors of the race, Cougar Marine. Now, this boat is powered by Jaguar engines, and it's already appeared at Great Yarmouth a week ago, but unfortunately it had problems with the steering. One of the Class 3 drivers today is Ian Burney, who hasn't appeared since he won the race at Poole at the beginning of the season. Now, among the cruisers, we have a very, very interesting competition, because Philip Warner, who won last week at Great Yarmouth in a boat called Splashdown, very, very fast indeed, unfortunately has blown his gearbox arriving at this event today. So this leaves the top league, I would say, from my past experience, with the weather we got today, the favourite, I would say, would be the Countess of Arran in the Laura Lucy. The Laura Lucy is a new Plancraft 25 with very large Mercruiser engines. Some say on the edge of being overpowered, but in the right conditions she can handle this and should be able to do speeds of around 60 miles per hour. Another boat in that league would be Air Canada Cargo, driven by Tony Fletcher. This is an American boat, a Rampage, also with 2 Mercruisers totaling 520 horsepower, and I would say that he would be a good contender, but who knows, we'll have to wait and see when we get out there on the Solent.
It's a very exciting time of the race right now. You can see it all coming together. Everybody's getting just about in line with the boat. Anybody in front of the boat at the start is still a control, and it does look as though they're now off. Yes, in fact they are now definitely off. You can see straight into the lead, very, very fast. Xavier Washington and John Clark, very closely followed by Insudator, Albert and another fancy boat, and a Cougar catamaran with the Michael Gary Simon twins. Robinson's looking to be 5th or 6th overall, straight away from the start, but very away from the start. Everybody else is passed behind by the look of it. Armstrong is because the important thing with that machinery, that you can hear the noise of the jet air getting squeezed centrally on that boy. So it's a bit dodgy. Ada watches the Class 3D World Champion. You know, she's turned that boy better than the cat. This is standard procedure. The big hole usually turns better. Now we have the world record on number 4, Prairie Glass, another Cougar cat, who was 3rd in the C-Class World Championship last year, and who lies 2nd overall in the Class 3 Championship. And actually just gone through Elking, boat number 28, sponsored by Langham Brasserie from London,
who I understand Michael Caine, the famous film star, is the director of, and it's driven and navigated by the Merengue brothers, and that should be a very fast boat in front of us. Well, that's a bit sad. This is a cruiser cat. That is a cruiser class A category boat, powered by one BMW. We did see that one earlier coming out of the Hamble. P22 just passing through the gate. That's red run by driven by Colin Curran, and that is a 26-foot Fletcher. P25 is Shirel, not doing too well today. That boat should stay together like that. Thomas has just crossed the wash with Sorry Glass. His Sorry Glass looks trimmed out a little bit. I would guess he's slightly down on power there, and he's trimming out to make up for it. Powered by 150 horsepower. Clark Druid Racing is just shooting through there. He's always a very bold, courageous driver, John Clark. He's defended on 37. And it's Howard Grissom in another 25 foot and Ada watches there. There's a nice gaggle of 5 folks. It's going to be an interesting one. Ah, yeah. Somebody's dangling his hand over there. Is that Rob? That's Rob. No, he's relaxed. He's just showing off there. He's pretty careless. He's upstairs. We have TCS, Tony Pott from TCS, who is also filming this race with a view to getting better promotion of the sport on television, and he's making up individual films for this race also. Right, we've got P8 Lady Aaron, Laura Lucy second, overtaking a Class 1 boat with over double her horsepower. She's overtaking boat 144 Topping here, which has got 16 litres on board, and he turned this boat upside down 3 years ago while she was leaving at Brighton, and he's now got it together again, and he's doing very well. He's monopole in the overall championship, just passing boat number 3 and boat 03. They're both, that's Connect 2 and Toby Hurd. And boat 52 is a Phantom 21 just gone through, and Lonsdale Cars, that's interesting. That's now, they're in second place in the overall cruiser race. But Miss Fitz has just gone through the number 8. Here's the boat that's on panel, and 918 Mr. Hager. They were overturning Erwin. We've just gone through Colin Stewart, third overall. He was driving very brilliantly in the rough, but that particular boat is not quick on the calm conditions that we see today. And the catamaran, she gave me a cuddle as well, and I got 6 foot before, but holy moly. But at least I did finish. Now here comes Lady Aaron. She's completed the 3rd lap, and she number 18, Fancy, which was in and that's gone, and Peter Armstrong in Turbo is now closing. On whole half pulling back a little bit on Clarkford Racing, but they stand no chance if he's by Howard, who decided to call it a day because the loss of power is too much for him. And great, give us a cheer everybody. That's the champion and Hood. And Rob Hood isn't beating Brian's champion head, which he usually does when he wants him to go, so he's obviously pretty confident at the moment. Very new in the class really, that's about their 3rd ever race, and they're putting it down to a learning experience today, because it's a slower boat, it's quite a performance for a similar engine boat to go in front of it though. And here goes Lady Aaron through the start-finish line again. She has now completed the race.
What was the race like today?
Beautiful and smooth and nice and easy to go fast.
Whereabouts did you take the lead?
From the very, very word go.
Well, that must have been some performance. What was the? What do you put it down to? I mean, what are the engines in your boat?
Twin Mercruiser, total horsepower is 520. It's a very fast boat.
How large is your boat?
25 foot.
That's quite a lot of horsepower for a small boat.
Yes, and she's a fidgety little thing sometimes, but in the calm weather she goes very well, in the rough not so well.
That's what you mean by fidgety? I mean she bounces around in the rough?
She bounces around and takes a twist or two, and she's a real little woman.
To us, it was a race that we needed, as we had the spectators out today, and a large force of them at that. She went very well. We knew she would go well if that we had the weather and conditions, and it was our weather and our conditions, and so we were very, very happy with it. Yes, she ran from start to finish with one little hiccup on, I think it was the first or second leg, and she floated very good. We were very, very pleased with her.
What was the little hiccup you had? Because to us you looked as if you were going like a steam train.
Yes, quite. No, we hit a cruiser wake quite a long way out on the leg, and we dipped the front sponson in, and Brian just said to me, well, just pray, and kept his foot hard down and pulled way out of it.
The problem is the ferries, cruisers, this kind of thing. Suddenly a big hole opens up in front of you, and if you pull your foot off, then you just nosedive into the trough. So it's a question of foot hard down, and you jump from one side to the other.
Ideal conditions for us. Couldn't have been better.
Now, last week at Yarmouth, you retired before the start. What was the reason for that?
Well, the seas were a little bit rough. We wanted to save the boat. We've got lots of races close together, and we couldn't really afford the time or the money to repair the boat if we'd done a lot of damage. So, and I think it's paid off.
Discretion, the better part of valour.
That's right, yeah.
So today, where did you take the lead?
Well, I think we led after about the second lap, but we held back, let the Tolmans pass us. The idea being give it a quick squirt towards the end just to pass them again, but in actual fact they lost some revs, and we carried on to finish the race.
There was a bit of a dicing going on out there, I noticed in the earlier laps. There was quite a bunch of boats out there.
Yes, it's all fun, isn't it? That's all part of racing. Yeah.
We have a head problem, and we really need to take it apart to find out what that problem is. It seems to me that somehow or other we're burning valves, and we don't know why. It could be too lean a mixture. We're not sure, but we're getting there.
Are you happy with the Jaguar engines?
I'm delighted with them. For a start, we have been in front of every race this season.
That must be a great feeling.
It's a good feeling.
What speed were you doing? You appeared to be going quite fast.
Well, no, we had little propellers on today, and we were only running just over 70, early 70s, really.
It's a pretty impressive speed. The weather was good for you?
Oh, it was so calm. It was lovely. It was fantastic.
We came second.
Second in your class behind Countess Varron?
Yes, the Flying Countess. She was about 4 miles ahead.
She was no chance at all of you catching up with her?
No, she was much, much too fast. I need much rougher water to catch her.
Well, I said this morning that you would be in with the chance if the weather freshened up down the western end of the course, but obviously it didn't.
No, it was flat all the way. There wasn't any bumpy bits at all.
You didn't finish?
Oh no, that's not fair, Ray. We were everything was going right, and we were running along, and all of a sudden, literally, I don't know whether we've done a gearbox or a drive shaft in both at the same time, so we must have hit a log or something or other. I'm hoping to convince them that if it's not too much expensive damage, we'll be doing the Putney-Calais.
That's the London.
That's the race.
The race, yes.
You know that.
That's right. Sort something out for the boys.
That's it.
Well, let's hope you have all the best in that one, and you don't break down again.
I'm third time lucky. Fingers, arms, legs, and everything.
You've won the London Calais race before.
I've won this one.
But you won that one as well.
I won this one in thick fog 10 years ago with Montadori.
The Italian, yeah.
And I've won the Putney-Calais. So I've got an armband round Colin McCaskill now.
Well, you must be in with a chance anyway.
I hope so.
The Tolman